Another 4 minutes, Swarup ji.
Okay.
Okay.
This way, madam, that way is out. Okay.
Sir, we will start in another 1 minute.
Sure. Sure.
So, good afternoon to all of you. I welcome all the distinguished audience to the 59th Shiksha and Anusandhan Fortnightly Academic Lecture. Today we are very fortunate to have Swarup Bhattacharya ji as our speaker, and he will be speaking on Bengal Maritime Technology, Living Tradition. I welcome our Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Pradipta Kumar Nanda. You are welcome, sir. I welcome all the distinguished audience consisting of our international students, many international earlier speakers, and also NSS program officers, volunteers, faculties. So it is my proud privilege to introduce to the audience today's speaker. Swarup Bhattacharya ji is presently the visiting fellow, Anthropological Survey of India, Ministry of Culture, Government of India. He got his master's degree in anthropology from the University of Calcutta in the year 1995. Since 1997, doing research on Bengal maritime culture, man-boat relationship became the area of research which he has looked from an anthropological perspective through intensive field-based research. He has worked in Center for Maritime Archaeology, Roskilde, Denmark, under the National Museum of Denmark as guest research scholar and interacted with scholars like Ole Cromlin Pedersen, Basil Greenhill, Sheehan McGrail, Lucy Blue, Colin Palmer, Fred Hawker, Jan Bill, and other world-renowned maritime archaeologists. For the benefit of the audience, let me tell you that the 55th SOAFAL oration was delivered by a very renowned maritime archaeologist, Professor Sheila Tripathi, and we will be looking forward to Swarup Bhattacharya ji at least to bring one or two scholars whose name I just uttered. Presently, he is the visiting fellow of Anthropological Survey of India and guest lecturer of Rabindra Bharati University and consultant curator at Vidyasagar University. He has conducted research on maritime heritage and maritime technology as research associate of National Institute of Science, Technology and Development Studies under CSIR and Senior Research Fellow of Anthropological Survey of India and later Research Associate of Archaeological Survey of India. Established the Heritage Boards of Bengal Gallery in Kolkata. He has engaged with Water Transport Gallery of IIT Kharagpur and Odisha Maritime Museum. We had the privilege of hosting Swarup Bhattacharya ji during the Samudra Manthan, the Dhara event of Ministry of Culture during the Bali Jatra in the Odisha State Maritime Museum from 8th November to 10th November. He has newspaper reviews in the established national newspapers like Telegraph, The Hindu, BBC Radio, Outlook, Deccan Herald, Times of India, and Scrolling. He has important publications, just to mention a few: a contemporary survey of country river boats in West Bengal, Bengal watercraft, boat building and fishing communities, reconstruction of maritime history through ethnology of boats, Balagari dinghy, and anthropological approach to traditional technology, Patia of Eastern India, vestiges of a reverse clinker tradition. We are also looking forward to Swarup Bhattacharyaji's contribution in preparing a maritime document when Professor Vijay Sakuja will be visiting this university within the next week. With these words, I welcome our Vice Chancellor, Professor Pradipta Kumar Nanda sir, to kindly speak to the audience briefly. Sir.
Thank you, Dr. Sarma. We welcome on behalf of the university Dr. Swarup Bhattacharya for this lecture, and it's our proud privilege to have such experts in our for the lecture itself, for the series of lectures. Just to brief about our university actually started 1996 as an institute, became university in 2007. And over the years, it has grown, and now 10 institutes in the ambit of this university. We have 15,000 students and 1,400 faculty members currently, because of its trust in the quality of teaching and academics and research and development, and also extension activities. We have been ranked consistently within top 25. And just to share this good news that this year, NRF ranking, we are 15th among the university category in the country. And also our different institute participated. Our engineering institute is 27, and medical is 18th, 16th, and also dental is 9th, 8th. Dental is 9th, and our law is 8th category in this one. And also QS and THE ranking, we are there. In the World University, we are 1,000 to 1,200, and this year we are 1,200 to 1,400. But then nevertheless, we are there in QS SCRs 401 to 450, and THE also we are there 401 to 450. And with the ranking and everything, we are growing over the years. And we have 219 foreign students from different countries. We believe it will emerge as a research destination hub and quality teaching destination hub nationally and globally. With this, I welcome once again Dr. Swarup Bhattacharya to our lecture series. And thank you very much for joining us and sparing your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Now, I will request Swarup Bhattacharya ji to kindly speak on today's topic, Bengal Maritime Technology, Living Tradition. Sir.
Thank you so much. The land where we are presently living, it's the riverine in nature. I'd like to share my screen first. Yeah. Bengal Maritime Technology, a living tradition. Uh, why Bengal? Bengal means not only the West Bengal. I'm talking about Bengal, part of Odisha, part of Bihar, Jharkhand, part of Bangladesh also. This is the land. It's not a landlocked country. It's the riverine in nature. That kind of river is everywhere in part of Bengal because this is the delta of Ganga Brahmaputra. Greater, it debouches the water from that part, the northern part, to the south to the Bay of Bengal. This is the land where you have to cross a river to connect other land. So you need a watercraft. You have to cross that river. You have to cross that boundary. So boat is the most primary transport in this part of the world. I'm talking about the boat. Boat means it's an watertight container. But we have also the raft, which is not truly boat, but that is a watercraft. We know from the very childhood that how to swim, how to cross a river, how to use a boat. A small kid knows how to row a boat. Not only for himself, he has to cross with other people. In our childhood, always when we draw some picture, some with color, some pencils, then we used to draw a river. We used to put some small cottages and also a boat. So boat is in our culture, and that culture makes that kind of boat which is showed in the lower. That is the boat. It's the boat called Chandnoko. Chand means moon, moon-shaped boat. It's the ultimate in this area. We know that we have to cross the water. So the most primary thing is what are the things which are available locally. The banana trunk, which is abundant. So you have to cut that one and you have to put one bamboo strip inside that banana trunk to make a raft that is called banana raft or the plantain raft. So that kind of structure we made generally at the time of flood. It's a boat makeshift arrangement. You have to you have to leave. You have to cross that boundary of water. You can put little bit items on top of that. Later, we developed that kind of structure. That is the watertight compartment. This is called donga, taler donga, the plantain raft, plantain dugout. Sorry. Plantain dugout, sorry, again, the palm dugout. Palm means it's the tal. In Bengali, we call it tal. I think it's also in Odisha, they call it tal. So they dug out, they prepared those by using some tools to make it hollow. And then they use that kind of boat. It's the most primary type of boat found in low-lying areas, in some parts of Murshidabad, in some parts of Hooghly, Howrah. These are very common. Even sometimes you can find that kind of boat in their courtyard. They know when at the time of monsoon, you have to cross a small stream or you have to go to your other house with the help of that kind of dugout. Then we developed those kinds of planked boat. Planked boat means this is the boat with several planks are joined. So these are the all typological varieties. Each and every boat we have different name. This is called Dungi. This is the Dungi from Subarnarekha River of Midnapur district. This is another type of boat. It's called Shalti. Shalti, sometimes it's a long, narrow boat. In the lower picture, you can find that this is also Shalti, but it's the photograph taken in 1900 something. So it's the older version. That kind of Shalti was common in earlier days near about Kolkata, but nowadays nobody used that one. I have documented the upper picture is I have documented it in the year 1998 in Sundarban area near Koronjoli of Diamond Harbour. So still they are using that kind of Shalti. Another boat variety. We have to remember that why such wood variety? This is the local tradition. Local tradition means a group of people, they think this is the boat ideal for their local water. So they prefer their own type of boat. This boat is called Paukia or Pauka. This is the boat from Pingla area, from Moina area of Midnapur district. We know that boat builders think in that way that it depends, the boat shape depends on the current of river, the depth of river, the wave of river, and the main factor is also another thing, that what are the things it will carry, what kind of purpose it will serve. So on those bases, a boat used to build. A boat called Panshi. This is the Panshi from Kolkata. Near about Kolkata, that kind of boat are used. Earlier days, those boats were used to carry salt from Calcutta port to different parts of uh, West Bengal. But nowadays, they are using it for carrying the sand from the river bed. It is called Panshi. Another boat, unfortunately, we lost that kind of boat. This is called Khoro Kisti. Kisti is the Arabic term, and Khoro means straw. So, a boat which carries a huge load of straw that called as Khoro Kisti. Actually, those boats were used to carry straw from Sundarban to Kolkata. In northern Calcutta, there were some demand of straw, but nowadays that demand lost, so that boat is no longer needed. And this is the photograph I have taken in 2004, and in the 2006, completely we lost that tradition. Nowadays, you will not find such kind of boat. Another boat, we lost also that one, especially the mast. Nowadays, all boats are with engines. So we lost the sail structure. That boat is called Sultani. It is another boat from Midnapur area. In Sundarban region, that kind of boat is very common. It's now hugely built. It now can carry 40,000 bricks at a time. They are called dholai. We know a place in Kolkata, near Kolkata. It's 40 kilometers from north of Kolkata. The place name is called Bolagad. Bolagad is in Hooghly district. That is the only commercial boat building center of Eastern India. Commercial boat building center means it's a village. All villagers used to build that kind of boat throughout the year. They used to keep those boats in their courtyard or in the mango orchard or in the under the shade of bamboo grove. Any buyers, those who are interested, they can come, they can select, and they can take it away. So this is the not the common practice. Actually, If you need any boat, you have to, you know, the local boat builders. You have to ask that local boat builders to come to your own house. He used to come, he used to stay in your house and is to build the boat. After building, they will hand over that boat to you and he will return. That is the customary practice. Still we follow in Bengal, but Bolagar is different one. This is called Bachari Noko. Bachari, a typological variety. Bachari is from Sundarban area. Uh, Bachari, there are various variety of Bachari. One is Kaile Bachari, Kolige Bachari, Malo Bachari. Malo means a fisher folk, a community, a fishing community. So their boat, they call it Malo Bachari. This is the recent made Sultani. It's without any sail, but it's a huge one. It can carry 30,000 bricks. Another boat variety, we call it Palitola Noko. That is the sand carrier. Generally, that kind of boat is used in dam region, that is in Maithon, Panchet, and in other places to carry the silt and sand. So, on the basis of the technological variation, uh, on the basis of the construction of hull, we can classify our boats, our traditional wooden boats, into that category. First one is the plank first technology, then the frame first technology, and we have also intermediate. Plank first technology, that is called shale built, and the frame first technology is called skeleton built. That is the boat that we call it shell built, where the entire hull we used to construct first. Then we insert the ribs. So when the first we build the entire hull, that is called shell built. This is one where they are putting the ribs first and then they inserted those planks. That means it is skeleton built. Generally, the shell first technology we follow, but there is also that kind of skeleton built technology in very small area of Bengal. It's mainly in the Midnapur area. I will tell you why such. But we have also an intermediate technology. When we putted some planks, then after we also put the ribs, then we complete the hull structure. So it is intermediate. On the basis of the planking pattern, we know that our generally our boats are smooth skinned. That means all planks are laid side by side. So the skin of the boat is smooth. But we have another boat type that is called overlap planking, and that is the boat from Odisha. That is the boat, a very historical boat of Odisha. I will tell you about that boat, the Patia, later. Let's move into the method of fastening, that how those planks are joined. We do not know, but we have some inscriptions, some drawings, some medals. These are the medals in the left-hand side. That one, it's from the Bharut medals, where the planking in between two planks, there are something which are joined. Those are used to join two planks. Look into those ones. In the right, that is also from Ajanta cave painting. That is the planks are joined with something. What are those? We do not know. But really, we do not know. Probably this is the answer. This is the system to to connect two planks. These are the staple pins. These are the double-ended nails. These are the technology of Bengal. That is the unique technology of Bengal. Nowhere in the world you can find that kind of method of joining. Not only that, we have also that variety. When two planks are sewn together, it is a stitch boat. That kind of boat is visible in various parts of India, in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, in Andhra Pradesh, and also in Odisha, but not in West Bengal. It is the typically Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Odisha culture. Again, that kind of nailing system we have. That means not only the staple pin, the double-ended nail, not only the sewing, but we sometimes put nails. I'm talking now about the sales structure, different kinds of different variety of sales structure we have. The left-hand side, this is called square cell. The cell is square, but the method of application, it is called split cell. We call it in Bengali kanipal. And the right hand side, it's a huge cell that is called lag cell. We have that tradition. We have also square cell, typical square cell. We don't have only the square cell, we have also the aesthetics. We know the beauty. That's why our fishermen, our boat makers, our boat users used to put different shades of cloth. That is our aesthetics. That is our beauty. This is our beauty. It's from Odisha. That is the beauty. We know how to decorate our own boat. We know the huge sail, but unfortunately, we lost those ones. This is the photograph of National Geographic taken in 1990s. So you can see the variety of boats, variety of sail, and the river. That is the riverine culture. Actually, it's amazing to look into the Bangladesh. Bangladesh is the God-gifted country for boat and sail. Not only me, it is all over the world. The maritime archaeologists still say that boat for the boat you have to go to Bangladesh. I have documented more than 40 variety of boats in West Bengal, but I know there are 176 variety, typological variety of boats are displayed in the National Museum of Dhaka. They have once they had 176 variety. If we look into our history, our own history, this is from all are from Harappa Mohenjo-daro. They had that kind of boat, but we do not know what kind of boat that was. But there are some similarities with the Bengal boats because of the structure of the boat, because of the mast, because of the steering oar of those boats. Not only in Harappa, later we can find it in different areas. Some painters, they have aced it. So this is the photograph. This is the photograph taken from F.B. Solvens of 1799. He published that book in 1799, where 36 boat models he mentioned. He drawn those for 36 boat models. The chapter is called Boats of Bengal. F.B. Solvins from Les Hindus. This is the boat called Mayurpankhi. Not only solvents, there are other people, those who also drawn our traditional boats. So there are some reference, but unfortunately, we do not have any archaeological remains. We have not unearthed any ship or boat from our own land. In the medieval temple terracotta, we have that kind of structure. Those are the boats. Those are the different uh, boats with different figureheads. This is the Mayurpankhi boat from Murshidabad. This is also from the medieval terracotta temple. Amazing its structure. Now look how our boat builders used to build boats. It's very complicated. The boat, it's not only a watercraft. You have to make a boat which is watertight, which can serve your purpose, and you know the mighty rivers. So anytime it can capsize. So you have to build your boat with minimum flaw. So so that all boat builders used to build it following the norms, the technology what he has received from his guru. This is called Guru Shishya Parampara, by which a boat makers learned about boat building technology from his guru, from his teacher. And then after a few years, he will become again a master carpenter. He will teach again he will create his own students. So in this way, our traditional knowledge system is percolating from one generation to other. There is no written documents. It's all the oral tradition. This is the intangible cultural heritage of Bengal. There are various processes of making those boats. The method of planking, the clamping system, the firing, the bending mechanism, these are all unique and for unique for each and every boat. We have still used those traditional tools. Nowadays, they are also using the machine like the electronic drill and other things, but still they prefer their own traditional tool. So that tradition is still continuing, but we are losing it very fast. How we are fastening, how we are keeping our two planks attached. Look into that one. These are the double-ended nails. These are called patam or jolui. They'd like to insert it in those slots. How? Have a look. They are bending. And now they are inserting it. Yeah, that is the final. Final. So this is the process by which the entire hull takes place. Hull, entire planking system takes place. Only they put those double-ended nails or patam inside the hull, not in the outer side. In this way, they build the shell first, then they inserted those the ribs. They call it bank and gocha or sometimes borash. Then after they kept it, the Balagar people, they kept it inside their courtyard, or they used to deliver those boats through waterways. One interesting fact is that if you look into the pattern of planking, look, those all planks are running parallel to the central plank, that is the keel plank or dara. All planks, they are moving parallelly. Then, after some times, the topmost plank, they are putting it on top in different way. So the planks are moving, basically all planks of the hull are moving parallel to the central plank. This is the medieval European technology. If you look carefully, the planks here moving from one end to other parallelly, and they are joined in one end. So this is also the same. This one is also the same. So that process of planking is, it's an old planking pattern. That pattern is called hulk planking. Medieval European technology, they call it hulk planking. That is the upper two are from medieval European technology, hulk planking. But the lower one is from Ajanta cave. So the planks are moving in the Ajanta cave parallel to the central plank from one end to other. So the Ajanta cave painting is also the hulk planking. It has shown the planking pattern. We call it hulk planking. Now look into the Odisha boat. The Odisha Patia boat here in the left side, all planks are moving in that direction to one end. That is called hulk planking. That is the right portion, the right photograph. It's from Victoria Albert Museum. They have kept it our own pleasure boat. It's the boat from 11th century Jajpur area of Odisha. They're keeping it in their museum. There, the planks are also moving in that direction. It's also the half planking. So our Orissa Patia boat is also followed the half planking pattern. Not only Orissa boat, but Bengal, that dinghy is also the half planking pattern. So in Bengal region, the traditional way of planking is the half planking, which was in the medieval European way. So in the medieval time, in the Europe, in the medieval time, what they had, still we are following that the same technology. So they lost their tradition, but we are still continuing. That is our living tradition. That is our living fossils. These are the boats are living fossils. They can tell you about the medieval technology, the more uh, precise technology of that time. A boat from Indian Museum, Kolkata. It's also from the Bhubaneswar. It's also a barge from 11th century. Here you can see it's the same planking pattern where planks are running parallelly to one end. Look into that figure. It's a boat can carry also an elephant. So it's a huge one. Today's boats are smaller, but definitely we can think in that way. In earlier times, maybe in the medieval times or in ancient times, we had that kind of bigger boats which can also carry elephant. I told you about that one, the F.B. Solvins. F.B. Solvins also portrayed one boat. He called it Patua. It's from Odisha. That Patia nowadays, look into the lower planking pattern. It's all overlap planking from here to here, then again overlap planking. From here to here, up to that portion, that is the medieval technology. Then after we have put it, those planks, these are the recent innovation. I will talk you later. That is the planking pattern of patia. Here, they put that plank first, the kill plank, then after that one, which is on top of the previously fitted plank. Then the next plank is on top of that one. That is called reverse clinker technology. From here, from here to here, it is reverse clinker technology. Then it is the carvel planking. Then here it is clinker planking. So in a boat, in a present day Patia boat, you can find three different technology. One is reverse clinker technology, then carvel planking, and then clinker technology. So a boat can tell you about the history of development of technology. It's a living fossil. It's a living fossil. That is the left side, the Jajpur Keonjhar from Jajpur area, 11th century, and right one is from Indian Museum. Left hand side is that one, the Jajpur one, and the right one is the Patia, present day Patia. Have a look. If we delete the upper planks, then it is very much similar with those 11th century boats. So here it is up to here, it is the 11th century. Then after 11th century, we have putted those planks, maybe 3 or 4 planks. So last 800 years, we have developed those 4 planks. That means it's a long, long process. Each planks used to take 200 years to put. It's an experiment. It's an experiment, and if you fulfill the dream, if it survives, then you can put another plank. In this way, present day Patia evolved from 11th century, that one. Now, one important thing, very important thing. The left-hand side is called the Viking ship. Why it is Viking ship? Here the planking pattern is just of reverse of the Patia. Here the planks are laid on the outer side of the previously fitted plank. Whereas in case of Patia, the planks are putted on top of the previously fitted plank. So the Viking ship is called clinker and the Patia is called reverse clinker technology. We know that Viking used to build those kind of ships from 8th century to 11th century AD. Then after, they were unable to put more planks, so they lost that technology. That Viking technology stopped the development because they were unable to put it more bigger, more wider. Whereas in our Patia, I have shown it in our previous in my previous slide that we were able to put at least 4 or 5 planks after that one. So our Patia survived, and that Viking ship technology disappeared because these are the peoples. They are the boat makers. They knows how to build boats. They knows how to cope up the nature of the river, how to cope up with the changing environment, how to change your hull structure. You have to put your more planks onto your boats because always there is a need to make your boat bigger, bigger, and bigger. So you have to be innovative, and they are most skilled and innovative people. So they developed those patias. They knows how to build boats, and they knows the complication. This is very complicated mechanism. They follow their own traditional rules. They follow their traditional way. This is the technology. They borrowed it from their forefathers, from their gurus, and they are still continuing their planking. So it is our own tradition, our living tradition. These are the boats with, I call it living fossil. This is the boat, present day boat of Patia, the pride of Odisha, North Odisha. You can find it from the border area of Bengal up to Dhamra. Nowadays, you will not get any such kind of Patia in Dhamra. Only you can find it in Koshaful region and in some parts of Kirtania. Very limited, very maybe a 10-kilometer stretch, you can find that kind of boat. But we lost that tradition in many parts. So every day we are losing our technology. Every day we are losing some boats. I know at least 30 boats in 1997, but at present I know almost 5 or 6 boats. They have completely lost their ground. So nobody is interested to build any boats of that kind. So in the year 2014, um, the then Minister of West Bengal of Backward Classes Welfare Department, Dr. Rupen Bishwas, thought to build a museum on boats. So he instructed me to build those ship models, boat models, and the artisans, they made those one under my supervision. I have kept 46 boat models. If you'd like to visit in Kolkata, definitely you can visit the Kakurgachi Boat Museum near Maniktola, Heritage Boats of Bengal Gallery. You can find the variety. All are different variety. These are showcased there. Not only that, in 2014, Boat Museum of Odisha that developed, that was the project of Intact, and I was involved with that project as a technical advisory committee member, and we developed that boat museum, Odisha State Maritime Museum. Later, also in 2014, we developed another gallery in Kharagpur IIT that is called Water Transport Gallery. Now I am also trying to build more models with much more precision, with detailed technology. These are the boats I'm presently making. I'm making it for not only for my own interest. I like to show the technology, what we have, because that boat, it's called Betnai, we have lost. We do not know the technology at now, because many of them, the boat makers, they have also died. This is the Sultani with cell. These are the boat models I have made. It's for your, you can look into those one. Those are all different kinds, the different variety, the typological variety. Each and every boats have different functions in different areas they used to ply. You cannot ply one boat in other places, because I told you earlier that all boats are depends on the current of river, the wave of river, the wind velocity, current, and the purpose for which the boat will carry, or maybe it will use for carrying different types of net, the quantity of nets. These are all important factors. Now, I'd like to mention that what I have done in last year. It was in the news that seagoing boat built using the Century Resort to sail there near Tamraliptosun. That means a boat we have constructed after 30 years. We lost that tradition, but there are still some boat builders. With the help of um some boat builders, Exeter University and Haryana Central University. It was the joint collaboration from those two universities. Me, John Cooper, and Jishan Alisek were involved with that project. It is the project of Endangered Material Knowledge Program of UK. They funded that entire project. We commissioned that boat. The traditional boat builders, they built those boats, and the entire process of boat building, we documented it through camera. Minute to minute, second to second documentation we have conducted. And after completion of the boat, that boat put into the water for trial run. We documented also that one. After completion of this boat, the National Maritime Museum, which is under construction in Gujarat, Lothal, they will take it, they will keep it in their museum as permanent artifact. They will display it in their museum. And the entire digitized material will be kept in the British Museum archive. Anybody can see it because the archive is with open access. Anybody can see it how that kind of boat used to build. So we have documented it for the posterity. We know this that boat, the boat named Chot, it will never be commissioned again. Nobody is interested to build those kinds of boats because they do not need that kind of boat because that boat is not capable of going to cater the needs of that region because of the river system changed. The river changed its character. We have made several dams on top of it. So the river water goes down and there are silted portion. So in that silted area, if it's stuck, it will capsize. So generally the fisher folk and the traders, they do not use that kind of chot. Still, we are able to build a boat. I know that this is the only boat uh, which will be kept in a museum for the posterity. Have a look our boat. Amazing. The person is cooking. He's putting cotton in between the two seams of the planks. It is called caulking. That is the traditional way that is the head of the boat, bow of the boat, stem of the boat, V-shaped shot. And after building that boat, we have made a trial run. Have a look. It's traditional thing. Square cell. Kids are enjoying the trip. So, throughout my presentation, I'd like to mention that they are the people, they are the boat makers. They knows the technology. Very few people knows. Many people are the carpenter, but a boat builder is very limited because it's a specialized group of people. They know how to build boat because the technology not only important, it is important the coordination between the eye and head and hand. It is the entire information. It's the oral information. Only they can see it through their eyes and execute it through their hands with their traditional tools. Still, those people are building those traditional wooden boats, which are very old technology. But at present, we are losing it very fast way. It's a rapid globalization of mechanization of tools, mechanization of technology. So we are not interested to build boats with plank or the wood. We are now making boats with fiberglass. But they are the people think that they are the Vishwakarmas. They believe that at least if there is water, they will build boat for us. Still, they are continuing. I hope they will continue their tradition. We had that kind of cell structure. We lost. Still, we have that hope. Our boat builders are there. So at least they can build boat for our own check. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, but Swaroopji, thank you for a scintillating talk. It was really wonderful. I was mesmerized actually. We will have some time to take few questions. Um, Actually, I have to awake from a kind of a stupor actually. So fascinating these boat building techniques. Now, which has fascinated me, this chot boat that you were talking of, like the miniaturized origami that we did in paper. We made paper boats, varieties of paper boats in during our childhood, and I also do little amount of origami. So can we have this small chot boat either in wood? That means suppose if you want to do an origami kind of work. Similarly, I am just interested to know instead of a actual boat, can we make this chot boat, toy boat?
Yeah, I have tried to build smaller models, wooden models of that short boat. Yeah, I
Okay.
have also that one. Yeah.
Okay. That is one thing. And another thing, the Viking ship clinker that you mentioned, vis-a-vis the Patia boat who used the reverse clinker. The Vikings means the seafaring people of the Scandinavian, isn't it?
Yes. They are the
Yes.
seafaring
Ah, and
people. Yeah.
I think the clinker technology is some the mistakes or the shortcomings were removed by the reverse clinker of the Patia boat, isn't it?
I told you that in 11th century we find a sculpture from Jajpur area. So in 11th century we had that kind of reverse clinker technology. And 11th century we also know that Viking technology was common in Viking area, that is in Scandinavia. So in two parts of the world, similar kind of planking pattern is observed. So one is in Odisha region and one is in Scandinavia. But the planking pattern is just reverse. Here in Odisha, they are putting the planks on top of the previously fitted plank in that way. Whereas in Viking ship, they are putting those planks in that way. in downwards. So at the same time, in two parts of the world, we have the just opposite way of overlap planking. So we do not know. We had no connection in between two regions, but unfortunately, they lost their tradition because they are not being able to put more planks on the outside. Always there is a demand for the making it wider. If you make the Viking ship wider in the similar fashion, they found that it will the hull will capsize, hull will go down. It will not be kept in that way. Whereas our planking, our in Patia, they are putting those planks in that way, not in that way. It's a vertical. I'd like to show you. I can share again, share my screen again. Yeah, I can show you. Here, in case of Pathia, here from here it's outward. Then again, that one is little bit inward. It is also inward. So that means you cannot put more planks in that way so that it cannot go for wide area. So they they changed their mind. They putted those planks, that one, in curval fashion, almost vertically. Then again, the next plank almost vertically. So that means they knows you cannot go wider. If it is wider, then it will not hold the. It will flat. It will go down. So technologically, the Viking, they do not have that technology uh, to develop that kind of carval structure, then that kind of reverse linker. So they omitted that one, and they were unable to put more planks in that way. So that technology disappeared later because another variety they developed on that time, that is called cog variety. That is the another technology.
Thank you. Thank you. Another thing is that there are two ways of connecting the planks. One is the nailing and other is the stitching. But
Yeah.
still to make it watertight, what is the other material they were putting? Whether it is the nailing the two planks or stitching the two planks, but something has to be put so that water will not enter. But to completely to make watertight, what other materials they were using, and
Yeah.
to remove the rusting. So you see in the stitching there is no danger of rusting, but in the nailing there's rusting. So how these two challenges they were overcoming?
Yeah. In earlier days, we used to put a kind of sap, a kind of juice of a fruit. We put it entire hull. We used to smear it throughout the uh, outer structure of the boat or ship. That is, we call it gub, a kind of fruit. That gub used to smash first, then you have to put it into the water for 3 or 5 days. Then that shape, that juice, you can use to smear all over, all throughout the outer hull of the boat. So it's a um, kind of structure, sticky structure, sticky juice. It will take onto the outer hull so that the water will not enter from that. It's a kind of coating. It's a kind of coating. That means you are obstructing the water to enter to direct contact with the plant. It will be a coat, so water will not be able to enter into that. But we know obviously there are some leakage, and always there is a tendency to come water inside the boat. Then you have to bail it out. You have to throw it out, the water. Yeah, it is the process.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. Now there is a question. Probably this will be the last questions. I will request you to take. Respected sir, what are the key technical challenges faced by the maritime industry in Bengal, and what measures are being taken to address them in recent times, keeping in mind the political, financial aspects and challenges faced?
It's a big question because
Yes,
actually we lost that tradition. I
right,
know
right.
that our traditional boats were capable of taking huge amount of loads. That load used to carry from the one point to upstream in several kilometers. We know that the commodity used to come from Allahabad to Kolkata.
And
Huge.
more, sorry for the interruption. And most important, our traditional boat building was completely green technology. That is very
Yes,
important.
yes, eco-friendly, definitely. It's
Yeah.
without any diesel, without any fiberglass material, without any chemical. This is
Yeah.
the eco-friendly. With and we use that one, the sail, the wind power. We used to use those wind power, but unfortunately, I do not know the reason. But definitely, it is the reason that our rulers on that time, the Britishers, they, I think, stopped our technology. Uh, they made some rules that you cannot make such big type of ships because they have to compete. Otherwise, they
Yes.
cannot compete. I know when they came into India in Bengal, they found that their ships are 3 or 3.5 times lesser burden capacity than our boat. So our boat was huge amount of burden used to take, but unfortunately we lost that tradition.
And probably we're not lacing our boats with cannons also, because we did not want to colonize anybody. So our
Obviously,
boats were meant for trade to be,
yes,
bring
yes, yes,
materials from one point to another point. You are very
yes.
right. So it was really very fascinating. And I just told the curator of Odisha Maritime Museum that you had a talk today. Maybe he will be in the audience. So definitely we will be looking forward to more collaboration with you from the perspective of the Odisha State Maritime Museum and also from this university, because we are seriously planning to have a center of maritime integrated maritime studies and research. And in that, so this series of lectures were the background before the establishment of that center. And I am extremely thankful and grateful to you for you could find out time and keep our request and delivered such a beautiful talk on the many things are being actually lost, animals, boat building, all techniques, all kinds of things. And that is the most important aspect. And I could learn a very new topic, a new word, the experimental archaeology that you have mentioned. It's like a phonics like thing. You have made something alive from the ashes, and you could. So that was really very fascinating, not only for the children, or the kids, but also for elders like us. I am really, on behalf of the university, I am really thankful, and I will request you that the great scholars that you have mentioned in your CV, the old Cromlin, Pedersen, Basil Greenhill, Sean McGrail, Lucy Blue, Colin Palmer, Fred Hawker, Jan Bill. So sometimes our audience, with your kindness, maybe we will rope in one or two from of them for an online lecture. So on behalf of the
Definitely.
university, on behalf of the outreach cell, I am again levies and encomium a great praise and admiration for you. Thank you very much, Saurabhji. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you so much. The meeting is over.